Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. If you're coming back from our previous part 1, part 2, then this is the continuation of what happens now that we've got our Solana from doing the collateralized loans against our NFTs. If you're joining us for the first time and you have not done part 1, part 2, please see the description below where you will have links to part 1, part 2. A quick overview of what we did, and apologies if you watched this before. We covered how to use our NFTs on different platforms such as RainFi, Sharkify, Bax, how to use them as collateralized loans. We covered aggregators such as Wolf Capital and Lender Labs and Texture, and how to earn extra farming points and etc. on those. We have then taken the liquidity and now we're going to put them into these liquid staking and lending platforms. Now, once again, we are stacking on risk here. We are stacking on protocol risk. So you could just have borrowed the SOL and then just be done with it. And then, what do you do with it? Well, if you sell the SOL and now the SOL pumps and then you want to pay back your loan, you're going to be buying back more USD value of SOL later on. I don't want to do that. So what I'm doing and accepting this risk is that I'm going to lend out my SOL and then I'm going to borrow USDC back on it. So then when I have to pay back the loan, I'm paying back USDC and then unlocking the capital that I took out against the NFTs. So that's what I'm going to do to mitigate me from price action, because the reality is I don't have a lot of liquidity in terms of fiat, but I have NFTs and it's locked up. So I just need to move stuff around and get involved and do shit. So that's what I'm doing. It's a bit of yield farming, a bit of point farming and all that kind of good stuff. So let's get into it. So we are on Blaze. So stake.solblaze is a validator, and this validator will give you a liquid staking token called BSOL. So I'm already logged in and I'm gonna come here and stake my Solana. So it's going to just double check how much Solana I actually have. Make sure always keeping enough for gas. A 0.5, a 0.05 should do. Okay, come on, load up. So a 3.73. So I don't want to do it all. It's already deducted 0.1 for the gas, but I'm probably going to make that a 0. So then they've got 0.2. Actually, in fact, I'm going to, if I make that a 0.1, I'm going to keep a 0.1, 0.6, and then I will make that a 5. And that should give me a 0.5 left in the pot. So that's fine. So now I've got plenty for gas and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to stake. And what I'm doing by staking here is I'm also going to be rewarded with a governance token called Blaze. And that token, you can check the price of that. It's BLZE for the ticker. And that governance token is to participate in the governance of the validator, which you may or may not want to do. But they will reward you in Blaze token. And also with liquidity staking, you earn what you would earn as APR for staking. You're getting that sent to you in the form of, it's kind of priced into the value. So you'll notice that you'll notice there'll be a certain like price difference between staked SOL and liquid SOL, native SOL and liquid staking SOL. So anyway, we're just going to get into that on another video another time. So we're staking this. Might take a little while to think about it, loading up. Here we go. And then this is really quite good. It will give you options on what you can do with it. So you can click here to view DeFi rewards. It'll open up another page. It gives you suggestions about now what you can do with this token. so you can go and do some DeFi. I'm earning rewards, I'm staking, I'm supporting the network, but I'm getting another token that I can go and do stuff with that's representative of my stake in the validator. So this is very basic DeFi stuff you can do here if you want to check it all out. But I already know what I want to do. I want to take my BSOL and I want to go now. This is log out of all this because we don't need it. Now I want to go over to Solend. So Solend is a lending protocol where I can give in collateral, much like we did with NFTs. I took an asset, I provide it as collateral. Now I'm taking the asset, providing it as collateral here, and I want to provide the BSOL, and now I'm already using it and getting Blaze natively from the Blaze protocol, but I'm also going to get BBlaze at 3.4% here. Not massive APR in terms of supplying, but it's extra BSOL, which is good. And margin Fi was full, so it wasn't possible for me to supply there. Their capacities have completely filled up. Unless they open up their caps again, we're not going to be able to get in. So we're just going to come here. Oh, in fact, why aren't you working? Do I need to refresh? I may have to. Let's see. So supply shouldn't say 0. No, so let's refresh the Solend. Okay, so these figures have, oh, there we go. So they changed a little bit. We're now going to supply the BSOL. So supply, yes, okay, supply the BSOL. We will then confirm that on the wallet. Okay, so we now confirmed that. Solana blockchain is very fast. It's just the case of this laptop that I'm using. Its processor isn't the best and its RAM isn't the best. But hopefully, if things go how I hope they will go, we will soon have an upgrade. So we've got that now in there. So this should refresh, and here we are. You can see our equity that we put in. So we've put in terms of USD value, we've got almost 400 USD value at 3944. Supply and the borrow amount was here. You can see a breakdown here of your borrow limit. So you've got the price of what you put in, position, the current price of Solana, or the current price of BSOL, which is actually higher than Solana in dollar terms, and then open TVL, liquidation price. So liquidation position will be your position, price, and a TVL close. So if the value goes down from 349 down to 3236, we will get liquidated. You can see here little visual as well. That is your borrow limit. And then we have our liquidation price. So there's a little bit of a margin there, but not a huge amount. And I'm not going to borrow the full amount. I will probably borrow maybe about half of what our borrow rate is. So you can borrow $210 there. Yeah, so I'm going to just now borrow, and I'm going to borrow, which is going to be not a great borrow percentage. I mean, although I could borrow USDT, in theory, what I could do here is I could borrow USDT. It's at a lower rate, swap that into what I want. So swap that just to have a little bit less borrow rate on there. So we could just give that a go. So yeah, we'll do that. It's not as universal to have USDT, but I think it's on Solana, so it's going to go through Jupiter, sure. So we will then borrow a stable coin. I'll just do a quick check on another computer of what USDT is at in terms of price point. So USDT is actually up by 0.1%. So it has been fluctuating as stable coins, quote unquote, stable coins do. And it fluctuated and went up to 1.01 in the last 24 hours and down to 99 cents. But right now, according to this, it is currently at $1. I'm going to check it on Bird Eye as well, because that is native to Solana. So data wise, that will be much more accurate. USDT. And yeah, so according to this, which is I was looking at, just for your context, I was looking at Gecko. Now I'm going to Bird Eye. We are currently at the price point of, where is this on Bird Eye? Yeah, it's currently at $1 anyway. So that's fine. So we're going to borrow that at $1, and we will enter in the borrow tab. Our full limit of max was at 200 and something, but I'm probably going to do, a safe TVL on this one. Do we feel like Solana's going to come down? Looking at the price action recently, we've come down to below 100. We've gone back up to 106. I think we're getting ready for the next leg up. I think I'm going to long Solana and try and get USD dollar out of that. Probably long it to like 120. So I'm going to probably just say here, get myself a Sol. So about $100 worth. And yeah, we'll borrow $100. That's 50% of my borrow limit. So even if things come down and we had a big old crash suddenly, a 50% crash could happen. You never know. Then we should hopefully be safeguarded enough against that. So we're going to borrow that. Now, it's very possible there could be some crazy black swan event, and then it goes below that, and then we're kind of liquidated. We're at a utilization of 47.62, so just under 50% of our utilization, meaning how much of our assets we're using. I could actually probably want to be a bit safer. I feel like utilization maybe 30% is safer, so maybe I will do $90 worth. I just don't want to get liquidated. I don't want to lose my soul, and I don't want to lose my NFT. So, it's that kind of thing you're playing with here. But I don't want to put any more actual money, USD or pound in. So I'm going to use the assets I've got. Now, this isn't like a massive amount because of how much I had originally, how much I put in, how much I can borrow. But you get the idea. More NFTs you had, the more liquidity you've got sitting around that you could possibly play with. And as long as you're sensible with your loan to values that you're taking out on your USD, on your NFTs, and then you're sensible about your loan to value on your asset that you get from there, then you hopefully cannot promise this, but hopefully you avoid danger in the volatility if you're sensible. So like 30% TVL and 30% utilization is probably going to be quite safe ish. Not financial advice, but a personal estimated guess opinion. Yeah, so we're below 40% of the utilization on there. So okay, cool. We're going to extra $10. Do you want to do it to 90? We're going to be 42, so we're $85. Bang on 40. if we come down a lot, we're gonna, look, I could cover this in terms of money. I get paid, money's gonna come in, I can just whack that in and pay that off. So I'm gonna do that. It's less than a sol for sure, but we're gonna play with what we can play with. And then we will approve this, and this will be the end of my video here, because you don't really need to see what I do with the money. This point of these videos were how to use your assets you currently have. So if you've already got NFTs, we talked in part 1 about the reason why I've got the NFTs that I've got. We looked at the charts. We made some judgments on the price action history. We accounted for any decline, potentially 50% or so in prices. We then took out the loan. We then used that on these protocols such as BSOL with the Blaze Sol staking. And then we took that into SolLend, provided liquidity, supplied collateral. And then we took out a loan on that collateral that we got. So that's where we are now. That should all be done. Might have to refresh, perhaps. Oh, there we are. Yeah, you can see here. Now we've got $85 worth of USDT, and we are way below the 50% on the borrow limit. So we are all good, all gravy. And now I would take that and see what I can do with that little bit of money. So yeah, that's it. That's how you do it. And if you want to get any more information or chat to me, then make sure to check me out on gary.club/fuzzy. That's FUZZY. Gary.club/fuzzy. And that is where I post a lot of stuff for free or for supporters. If you wish to be a supporter, you can pick up a supporter coin and get access to my token gated Telegram. So thank you for your time. God bless you all, and take care, and good luck in the bear market. Oh, bull market, not bear. We're coming out the bear, and good luck in the bull.